The attendance is great. I'm glad to see all these cool little businesses that are involved, and I know I'm going to be interviewing some of the representatives from the businesses. But now, yourself personally, how much of this did you do? Because this is like a 30-person job to make this sort of thing happen.
I would say,
and from a little bit of time that I've been here, it seems to have been 70% you.
It probably was about 49% me and 51% Andrea, and then another 100% from all the volunteers and helpers that have picked up where we. It's been amazing. I mean, my mom hustled a whole group of ladies that she's worked with at different jobs over the years and all of that. We've got aunts and uncles here helping out. Right. Everybody's chipped in. Andrea and I have taken on the role of the event planner here with this to kind of get everything done, and it came together.
I think it came together quite nicely, and I know that it has been in the works for quite a while. I know Bernie talked to me about it, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, and so when he talked to me about it, I checked it out. And it looked like you guys had it in the works for months before that. So,
truth be told, this type of event, this type of public kickoff, has been 8-9 years coming. We've had pushed that rock up the mountain a couple times, almost pulled the event off, almost had it, and just didn't get it over the mountain. And here we are, finally got the event launched. And it's going to be a yearly annual event for young audiences of Western New York. Super excited to support them. And the World Serve event facility, I couldn't be more thankful for how much they've been over backwards to welcome us in here.
I'm very impressed by the facility itself. I also saw there was food that went by that looked really tasty.
Oh, are we going to need a detour or something this way?
At some point or another, I'm going to have to find a break and
I think we can cut to the B camera for a little bit so you can sneak off for a snack.
Without a doubt. So, speaking of the B camera, so obviously I know what's in store for the night, but I don't know that they do. So we're going to have some interviews. I know I'm going to disappear for a while, and at the time I disappear, that's when all the real fun stuff happens.
Yep. So 8 o'clock, we're going to start the presentations. Young Audiences of Western New York is going to give a little presentation about who they are and what they're trying to do. That's a national organization, by the way, as well. So if you're not in Western New York area and you still want to support a great cause that gives back to the kids and that, look for a local chapter near you of Young Audiences and reach out to them. These guys need help on inspiring the youth, and we're doing our part. Just do your part in your community. Then Gratwick's going to give a little bit of presentation. I'm going to talk more about what we're trying to do, what the whole purpose of this event is, and where we're looking to grow from here. Then after that, Code Sox is going to give a presentation about one of the partnerships and app developments that we're working on to, again, give back to the Buffalo community, but something else that can be white labeled across the country in all different cities and stuff to help boost tourism locally. Then 9 o'clock, we're going to have some performances, some live performances from Western New York artists. I just found this out the other day. Mom said no one's a YA-WNY success story.
I did not know.
All the kids grew up in the YA-WNY program, and through the YA-WNY program, they connected them to the Goo Goo Dolls, who ended up producing their first album.
The Goo Goo Dolls have been great for local music.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very, very cool. And it's good to see. It's good to see companies and businesses and organizations get behind the arts and support it. And so when Ernie asked me to do this, I was honored to be able to help because the arts is something that's very near and dear to me. So getting more people involved in it and showing them that there are possibilities from it that they might not have known about is just really, really cool.
That's one of the great things about it, is that they're not, hey, you can be a YouTube star, you can be an A-list actor, you can be the crown jewel of all your dreams and all that. They're not trying to do that. They're trying to introduce you to the hard-working jobs behind the camera, all the different industry jobs that are subsets of the entertainment industry that nobody really knows about and isn't familiar with until you start going down that road. And if you don't
or if you're at the movies and you're watching the credits screen, you're like, what does a gaffer do? So I have a lot of people that work in the entertainment industry in those behind the scenes jobs, and you don't think about it, but you go to a show at the Riviera Theater, for example. Without the person doing lighting and sound, there's no show. And those aren't skills that just come to you. You have to learn them. So it is really nice to have somebody being able to teach that sort of stuff.
It took me till 30 before the lights went off. I don't want to give too much of my speech away that's coming up there and all of that, but yeah, I was so lost in sports, so wrapped up in sports, it never occurred to me all the jobs and careers in the entertainment industry. I love stories, love movies and all of that, but I was one of those guys that just got lost in the story.
Sure.
Never thought about the work and the people that went into it. And it was just it was like subconscious inspirations and all that. It was always there. It was always a storyteller, but it never really meant anything until I got exposed to the entertainment industry and really, truly saw it for myself. And the light went up. What have I been doing my whole life?
Yeah. And you know, the arts affects everybody. That's one of the. Everybody goes to the movies. Everybody likes music. Everybody, you know, so in some way or another, everybody benefits from people being good at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that we've got some other interviews coming up and some other things going on. There's some things here that I definitely will have to take a point to check out at some point. I know I have some free time after 8 o'clock, and so I'll do that. There's food, there's beverage, there's not that it helps you in any way, but trust me, at some point or another while you're watching this, I'm going to be having some tasty food and some delightful beverage. So you might want to consider doing the same at home while I'm doing that.
And it's going to be an annual event, so if you couldn't make it out this year, it's going to be bigger and better next year.
Very cool.
All right, I'm going to step aside so the next guest can jump in.